So, I've been saying that if I had any money, I could sue these channels for defamation. And yesterday's news kind of affirms that feeling that I definitely could win a defamation lawsuit if I could afford one. Because Billy Mitchell just won a defamation lawsuit, and it wasn't wrongfully. So, Billy Mitchell and Carl Jobst. I'm sure some people know about this. I'm a gamer, so obviously I know about this situation. Billy Mitchell is famous for Donkey Kong. There was a documentary, King of Kong. He had the high score for a very long time. They found out that he cheated to get that high score. So for many years, there's been a long discussion over whether Billy Mitchell cheated. Did he cheat? How he cheated? It's gone very in depth. They proved that he did. I'm pretty sure in court they proved that he did. That part is over. During these years, while we were talking about the cheating, a YouTuber was sued by him. I'm trying to get the facts right. Apollo Legend was a YouTuber who also talked about Billy Mitchell's cheating. Billy Mitchell sued Apollo Legend, and Apollo Legend wound up taking his life. And Carl Jobst makes videos saying that Apollo Legend killed himself because of Billy Mitchell. That's what the defamation suit was about. So for the last year or so, Carl Jobst has been telling us that he has a defamation suit, that Billy Mitchell is suing him. But he has been misleading his audience to believe that he's suing him over the cheating. Everybody thought the defamation suit was because Carl Jobst called Billy Mitchell a cheater. It wasn't. It was because Carl Jobst called Billy Mitchell a murderer. And you can't do that unless you have 100% absolute proof. And the man not being arrested and put in jail for it means you don't have proof. For 5 years, people have been publicly accusing me of being responsible for a woman's death that they do not have the evidence to put me in jail for, so they do not have the right to say those words. But they have been saying them repeatedly. And they keep telling me that I don't have a right to sue because I was involved in the case, in the trial. I was there. So I have absolutely no right to sue them for saying that I did more than I did. Billy Mitchell was also there. It doesn't mean he killed Apollo. That's... You can't just say somebody killed somebody because you don't like the person you're accusing. And it's a sad state because I was on Carl's side and a lot of people were. There are a lot of people that are on Carl's side because they don't like Billy Mitchell. And because of that hatred for Billy Mitchell, it has become easy for us to ignore the wrongness that is the accusation of him being responsible for Apollo's death. I think we all kind of feel that that's not one specific person's, like, it can cause somebody to kill themselves, to sue them, and to put them under all of this financial pressure. But it's still the person's choice. If I was to kill myself, which I think about very, very frequently, my thought process is that they would blame the channels attacking me. But in reality, I'm aware that if I kill myself, I'm the only person that's going to be blamed and held accountable for that. So that's the art of suicide. Unfortunately, you don't get to continue blaming people after you've taken your life. So it gives me the slightest bit of hope that even with the court transcripts and things that they have to say they have a right to say these things, that they absolutely don't. They absolutely don't have the right to continue telling people that I killed somebody, that I'm responsible for somebody's death. And I am one day going to have the money to sue them. I don't smoke weed anymore. I'm detoxing myself so I can start saving money. And one day I am going to have enough for a lawsuit against Adonis Paul, against Original Owl, against Virgie G, my Aunt Kathy's Storytime, Day Wave, all of them that have perpetuated the misnomer that I'm a murderer. If Billy Mitchell can win, I have so much hope. So much hope. It does suck for Carl because most of what he said was true. But just like with these other channels that are attacking me, even if everything else that they say is true, they're calling me a murderer. And that thing is not true. No matter how much people dislike me, no matter how much people hate me, no matter how much people look down on me, it doesn't equate to me being a murderer. And one day I'll be able to prove that in court. Sometimes it slips my mind because the murder of Roberta Laws is what they stick to the most. But over the last 5 years, these channels have also publicly accused me of murdering my brother, my father, my grandmother, and my mother. But in the eyes of the law, I have not. So it's not just one murder that they have publicly accused me of for this defamation lawsuit. There's about 5. And one of them specifically, my mother, I know for a fact no jury or judge in the world is going to claim I committed murder by refusing to donate a kidney. I have every right to keep my organs. Nobody has a right to your organs. It does not make you a murderer if you decide to keep your organs from somebody who has damaged theirs. So, yeah. One day, I will be able to afford a lawsuit. And there's about 5 people that this group has accused me publicly of being responsible for killing. I just have to get up the money